these doubts like they're playing cards, close to my chest. Turn them round for the river and hope it's something that I won't regret. So I'm holding myself on a precipice, and I've been dreaming off the ground. So I'm looking for something that's definite.
All right. I want to welcome everybody to our training tonight. Again, a lot of exciting things going on. Really just haven't been so excited about something in a long time. I know that there's a little bit of frustration just as far as, getting this all together, but there's so many moving parts with this technology. It's so new. And we're creating technology that's not out there. So these are some things. So what we decided to do, as we mentioned, is make sure and stay in contact. We're literally not given an exact launch day, but we are going to continue to do training calls. We are going to take Sunday off, give everybody a break, and we'll be back at it on Monday. But some exciting things to cover tonight. And again, go into one of the main questions that we get is what really separates Flex Technologies, RUBI.Ai, Personify, all of these different things that we have from ChatGPT and all of the others. And really, the people that are using ChatGPT, it's just like one tool in their arsenal. And so ChatGPT can take you a little ways, but it really depends on how good you are at writing prompts. And there's a ton of things that it just isn't programmed to answer at all. And so you really have to know how to dig down and get it. And so we can't have unlimited prompts of anything that you could possibly imagine. But by being able to see the prompts that we put together, hundreds of them, and there'll be many, many more that we'll be adding, it'll go a long way in showing you how to create your own prompts so that, again, the best information that you can give Ruby, the best information it's going to give you back. And you always have to remember, AI is something that is always learning. So Ruby is going to continue to get better and better and better, smarter and smarter. The more that you use it, it's going to get to know you better. It's going to get to understand the stuff that you like, how you like to get the information. And so this isn't just something that you just, very first try, everything's going to be perfect for you. Not that the system's not working correctly, just that there's still going to be a little bit of learning. And so what we decided to do, instead of just, hurrying up and waiting to get everything fully connected and all the APIs working perfectly, and there's so many different options, and that's why this makes it so hard to link everything together, because it's virtually unlimited, the different things that you're able to do with this, depending on being able to upgrade words, being able to upgrade eventually server space, and we're programming that into it from the beginning, being able to upgrade credits, being all of the different things, workspaces. So again, this is a massive project. We're on the very, very final stages, and we do want to be very clear. We're on the very final stages to launch what we'll say is a very good beta version. We're still going to do more of our complete rollout. There's so many things that we're working on behind the scenes, and things are going to get so much better that we haven't even talked about, because we don't want people to get in that sit and wait. But what you're going to be seeing is the worst version of RUBI.Ai ever, and it's just going to go better and better and better from there. And I still think it's better than anything else on the market as is. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to my co-founder and Robert to just kind of go through a little bit of training, and then we'll talk just a little bit of what to expect over the next couple of days.
Awesome. It is the worst version of Ruby, but it's still really darn good. That's the amazing part. So I'm excited about November, but I'm really excited about just getting it in the hands of everybody, and we're working so hard to do that. But there is a big difference between just ChatGPT and Ruby. And you nailed it perfect, Dan, is that ChatGPT will get you down the road to a certain part, but people who are really using AI have 3, 4, 5 different applications that they're using to really get to where they want to go. And here you can go into one place and get it all, and even get it better than you can in those other 5 areas. So with that, I wanted to actually go and just show Ruby. So let me get this piece out of the way. Dan, can you see the screen okay?
Yeah, I sure can hear you. Everything's good.
Perfect. Okay, so this is Ruby, as we showed you last night. We actually took you through Personify. When you first get in, you want to go into Quick Start. This will set up your first workspace. This will set up all your Personify for your first set of personas that you want to create. But today I am really excited about sharing SPY. So if you are not familiar with SPY, it stands for Surveillance and Plagiarism Identifier. It means that it's going out and surveilling all of the AI detectors and then putting your content underneath of it, so that if you don't want your content to be known as AI generated, you can get underneath the detectors. The second thing that it does is it also does the plagiarism checks to make sure that your product is unique, to make sure that everything that you're doing is actually yours. And if it isn't, it can find out and let you know before you actually bring it to market and subject yourself out there for that. And the third thing it does is it readability scores. It lets you know how to make your content absolutely perfect. So this is what SPY looks like when you first get into it. You get to choose which of the services you want to run with when you hit your audit. This is also the screen in which you would actually build it. Your modules will be over here. You'll just take and add your module over, and you'll be able to go in and fill in the different things that you need in each of the modules. And that will actually show up as content. So that's really easy to do. You can have multiple modules setting up over here. So if you wanted to do 2 or 3, I'm actually on Tuesday, I'll show you like 9 different modules that we're going to use to build a 12-month marketing plan. And I'll do it underneath 15 minutes. And it's not just 15 minutes, it's like 15 minutes and breathing room to read it and really be responsible with it. So it's pretty amazing that. And you can get to SPY 2 different ways. You can get to it from the content that's generated and put over here into the composer, or you can actually get to it on the SPY audit page if you wanted to just cut and paste in. It doesn't really matter how you get to it, but it's the most convenient way for you. So the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to show the plagiarism check. So one of the things I wanted to do is go over here and just grab some text. This is off of, I think it's Epilogue. It's a Medium blog page. I'm just going to grab random text out of here and take it over and push it out there. So again, this is a Medium page. So this is a page that someone's making a blog out of it, and they're pushing it forward. And so what we want to do is to take it and paste that text over here. I'm going to hit run audit here. I'm going to actually say I want to take these 2 here. Let me get this over here. So we're going to go ahead and run it now, and just to check to see if the plagiarism shows up. Now, remember, we're seeing this from the Medium side, right? So again, the site is over on the Medium. It's a blog site, not Forbes or any of those places like that. So it does take, depending on how big the font, the video file is, or the PDF files are that you'll be able to upload, or the text. It doesn't really matter about that. It's just about how long it takes for it to get back and respond back to it.
And again, just so that you realize, it's looking at this text, and then it's going through the entire internet to see if there's plagiarism or something like that. So it's not just looking at this text. So obviously this text wouldn't take it any time at all to go through. It's going through the entire internet, the billions of pages, and running a check on it. And so that's what takes a couple minutes. But one thing I want to point out while it's loading, there's so many things here, like what we're going to show on Tuesday is just one example that literally is a business in and of itself, writing business plans. And it's what I would start with every single distributor that you bring in to any of your businesses. So if you're in business XYZ and you sell let's say you have a canned beverage that you sell, and then you want to teach every single one of your members how to write a business plan in order to reach whatever their income is. So you find out who the competitors are, and then you can use those competitors for extract and get your perfect prospect, and all of this type of stuff. So anyways, so much of the stuff that we're showing is a business in and of itself. People charge to write business plans. There's so many things that you can do, but not only just charging to write a business plan, every single person in your organization should be writing a personalized business plan for whether they're focusing on Flex Technologies and Ruby and this, or they have another business or 5 or 6 other businesses that they can write business plans for each of them and implement them. Plus, everybody should be putting some sort of a social media plan together in order to get more followers.
And Dan, I have absolutely no, I mean, I've used this a million times. I need to go and check something real quick and see if they push something on the dev server. Hang on just a second.
Okay.
This is the problem of doing things on the dev server. They're constantly working. So hang on just 1 second here.
Yeah, so I'll just go on while you're doing that, Robert, and then when you get back, I'll let you take over. So as you guys know, we have the developers working basically 24/7 to get this thing finished. And so we don't have like a live demo account or something like that. We're just doing things right on the development server while they're still working on it. So it's not the best place to test and show, but we want to get as much information out as we possibly can while we're waiting the next few days or whatever the time period is in order to get this thing live and launched. But so I was just getting at all of the different options that you're able to do with this, just this, one thing to make sure that you have the good content, that it's original content. You can use it as blog posts, you can use it for ads, you can use it for everything. But again, I think the thing I'm probably the most excited about is just being able to show every single person, no matter what product or service that you're marketing, how to find your competitors, find your perfect prospect, build a virtually unlimited, never-ending list, and then use that, find out exactly what ads are running, what keywords they're doing SEO for, what keywords they're doing pay-per-click for, and duplicate it. The company that I started in 2014 is R&D Global, and I always used to just joke, it can be research and development, and I also just say a lot of research and development is just robbing and duplicating. And there's so much business that leaves such amazing clues of exactly what they're doing. And what AI is doing is it's making it so easy for each and every person to go in there and basically rob and duplicate the best practices of the most successful products in every single niche in the world. And so now you can find out the exact way that they're marketing, the exact style they're marketing, the exact types of people that are purchasing their products, and then figure out what makes your product better than theirs. There's got to be some difference in your product than theirs that's going to make somebody want to purchase. But this is going to help you find that, focus on that, find the person, send them the information. And that's just for marketers. We're not getting into all of the uses for students and stuff like that. It is literally virtually unlimited, untapped, worldwide. Robert,
sorry,
I'll keep going. So just when you
I am just
interrupt
stuck.
me.
I mean, we had to sit all day long. It's been working amazing, and I don't know what they've done. So, I don't know. This is why we're still in the dev servers. So I'm going to I don't know what to do. Actually.
Okay. Well, let's just go back to the page, and we'll just kind of explain how it works. Maybe if it works a little bit later, we'll do it. If not, it'll just give them kind of a brief idea. We'll give them the updates for Monday, what we're going to cover Tuesday, and then just kind of go from there. But basically,
Well, I know what I can do. I can do this. So this is how it was working today. Like we were sitting here going through all day long what this is going to do and how it was working. And so you can see essentially once you get your text into the SPY audit, you're just going to run the audit. It does take somewhere around 5 to 7 seconds, something like that. And then it's going to come up and it's going to show you which of the, like this is plagiarism. It's 100% plagiarized. It will tell you on the highlight which part of it is plagiarized.
And just to explain that, it's plagiarized because you literally copied it from somebody else's site.
Exactly. Or
so anytime you do that, it's going to show 100% plagiarized, which is not a bad place to start. And that's what makes SPY so powerful, is we start with something that's 100% plagiarized, that literally took a few seconds to copy and paste, and then we're going to make it our own using RUBI.Ai and SPY.
Yeah. One of the things that's interesting too is like just to check to see where something is. Like we pulled this from the the blog page that is not even showing up then when you look at the places where it is plagiarized from, the New York Post, right? So you're going to see all the links that actually have this verbiage on the internet. And so if you're plagiarizing something, you can go find exactly where it is being plagiarized from, and then how to alter it to make sure that it gets through that. The other thing that we were playing around with today too is just how you have to go through and get under the AI detection software. And so if we can get past that, let's get to this one here. So we put in a piece of text here that we had generated from Ruby. It came in at 0% plagiarized, so it's perfectly good there. But then we wanted to go and run it to see where it came in on the AI. So it came out at 76.32%, as in AI detection. Okay, and that's important to know. 76% chance that this was written by AI. And so one of the things I wanted to do tonight was I wanted to show you how strong our SPY detection is, and I can still do that. So this is the text that we ran. It's RUBI.Ai powered Flex Technologies. I'm going to run that same text up here under one of the largest ones out there called GPT-0. This lets you go out and see that as well. So let me grab that text real quick. It's not what I want. I want to grab that. The text was this text right here. And again, we're saying that it's 100%. We know that we generated it in AI. Our system's saying that's 76% detectable. And here, if I run it at Chat GPT-0, it comes back with likely to be written by a human. So if you're relying on Chat GPT-0 to say whether or not your content is going to make it or not, this is not going to fly underneath all the other radars that are out there. What we're saying is that we're already detecting it inside of ours as being 76%. So now what do we do to go and get this to go under the radar? And that's about 60%, by the way. If you get underneath the 60%, that's about where people are saying the false negatives need to be cleared. So that's really what your target is to get underneath the 60% AI. So that means that 40% chance that was written by a human all by himself without having any AI interjection. And so what I'm doing up here is I'm changing just a few words, adding a few different ways of saying something. Only in the front line. So I'm not changing the whole document. I'm actually changing just the very first sentence. I took out one little bit of the text at the front. I turned a word from filled with content to categorized by collections and need for prompt engineering. And then I rerun it again. And now this time I'm going to run it. I'm actually going to be looking for this AI score again. And you can see that it's at 45.22%. That means now it's only 45% chance that an AI has written it. You can actually see this is the text that we ran before, the red text, and the green text is the good text that we just cleared. So now you know that that will run everywhere. If it's going to clear here, it will clear in all of the other ones. Now, I want to preface one thing into this, and this is just responsible knowing about AI, and that is there are false negatives. It's 100% chance that's going to happen because that is how it is. There's nothing that's completely perfect in the world of AI detection on both sides, whether or not it gets through or whether it is flagged and it wasn't. And so this is just something that to know. We're working on the the premise that this is the majority of the time that you're going to get cleared. But I can tell you that as AI detection software goes, ours is the one that's finding it the most. And so if we can get through ours, then you're going to be really good going in and worrying about like Turnitin or GPT-0, copy leaks. Those are all ones that we put SPY up against, and we win every single time with those. So this is a tool that totally changes.
Robert, we win that ours is more strict, so that when you get through ours, it's going to be typically better content, and it's going to be fine for blog posts for your top SEO, because they're already starting to not recognize the AI stuff. And so you could go and create this beautiful blog, these awesome articles from ChatGPT, run it through ChatGPT-0. It sounds like it cleared, and then you're just like beating your head against the wall. It's like, man, why am I not getting any more traffic? Why am I not moving up in the search engines? And it's because Google's ignoring your entire blog, for doing that. And so, and again, some of this is only for certain people. There's a lot of people that won't ever need to really use SPY, and unless you're doing blog, unless you're doing papers that you're trying to publish, unless you're doing schoolwork, those types of things. So many things that most people will be using for network marketing, for instance. You won't even need to use SPY that often, unless, again, you are going to put yourself out in the forefront as an expert in a certain category and run a blog and run, all of that type of information. I just wanted to point that out of why this, matters, and people need to pay a little bit of attention to it. You can't just go throw something into ChatGPT, 5 seconds later have, your blog post. You can, but it doesn't necessarily mean that if you're trying to get organic traffic, it's not going to happen. If you just want to send people personally to your blog, you can have some beautiful blog posts in seconds. Doesn't matter necessarily if they pass the AI detector or not, depending on exactly what you're trying to use it for.
Yeah, exactly.
So I also don't want people to think that, man, this is kind of a pain to go back and rewrite all this stuff. Most stuff doesn't need to pass the AI detection. It just really depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to get professionally published, yes, it needs to pass it. Schoolwork, yes, it needs to pass it. If you're trying to get the most organic traffic as you possibly can from a blog or that type of thing, yes, it needs to pass it. So
your web pages, your content for your landing pages, stuff like that, this is where you're going to go. And then also, if you just really want great written product, you can do that too, because we do have our readability scores over here that actually walk you through and give you the grade levels and all that stuff as well. So you'll be able to use a lot of the other tools inside of SPY to just help fine tune and hone in your content. So it's just a tool, a tool that you can use when you need it. And instead of having to go out and spend another $20 or $30 a month to have a system that does that, it's built into your deal. So not only are you, if you're really using ChatGPT, you're paying $20 a month. If you're trying to go out and do something with the plagiarism and to make sure that it's being detectable, you're going to be spending $8 to $10 to $12, $15, $20 a month, depending on the service you go and how much you use it. So everything is found inside of here. And at $15 a month, it's just like crazy that you would even want to try to go and do it somewhere else. So it's great. And
one thing just to point out, Robert, these are 3 separate things inside of SPY. If I only want to go readability, I can go just readability. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. So plagiarism and readability work together. So if you pull plagiarism, it does it anyway.
Okay.
You don't have to pull the AI detection every time. Now, we only charge 1 credit for each of the spins, so it doesn't matter. You can pull all 3 of them at the same time. It's going to cost the same. It does take a little bit longer. If you're just doing it quick, then you can just choose one to do it. But for me, I'm probably going to use the credit to get all 3 of them. And if I want to use it, I do. If I don't, I don't, and that's fine. So, but yeah, it's just a great tool. And then, once everything's in the composer over here, as I was saying yesterday, having everything inside of the composer and not having to move back and forth. So I can go ahead and edit stuff inside of here. I can, cut and paste from other modules that I have in there. All that stuff can be happening, and I can actually do a true formatting if you are familiar with, doing any kind of formatting inside of this, where you got like head one, you can put up the H1s or H2s, you can do any kind of stuff up there you want as well. So when you create it, you can actually go ahead and create it and download it as a CSV file or a PDF file. So, I mean, you can drop images in, you can do all that kind of stuff inside of this program right here. So you can actually put out a product ready to go out to somebody instead of having to take everything out of here, move it into a word processor, then kick it back out again. We've just made it where it's really easy to stay everything right here in one place. And that's just really kind of the cool thing about it. And then we've also made it easy, if you weren't here last night, just the easeability of changing things. So if I'm building a piece of content and I have, let's say, my 12-month marketing out, I'm able to assign in a persona to it. If I choose a voice out of here and I don't like that, I don't have to go back and start over. I can choose a voice right here. I can put in a URL. I can put in a persona for a handle of Instagram. I can type in new text. I can choose any of the new ones down here. I don't have to go all the way back through the process. So everything is pretty easy. If I want to work on my tone, I can just actually create my tone all over again. If you want to do a different language, whatever languages you put in your persona, they'll be available right here. And you can choose and put them in different languages. And then just cut them out, save them, copy them, whatever you want to do. If you want to save it, everything goes into your saved content. And so it's all right.
Sorry to interrupt. Can you explain to people what the difference between voice and tone is? Just so that they have an understanding of why you have both of those.
Yeah, so most places only give you a tone. They say set your tone, and what they're missing in that is the style. So your voice is the style, your tone is how it's perceiving it. So you've got two very different things that happen. So, in the ad agency world, when we set up a brand, we put a voice and a tone to it. It's how you are seeing it, feeling it, and then consuming that, and the words that you're using to set that apart. And so very different in how your voice and your tone is. And so many places just say, put this in and we'll grab your tone. Your tone's a big part of it, but your voice and the style in which it's said is just as much, especially when you start doing target marketing right into the audiences. It's important to have them both. And when you choose
like voice and tone, if you're just doing like formal and informal, that's more the tone. And then the voice would be more
knowledgeable, persuasive, and maybe results driven might be a better way for a voice to be. So you'll have all these different ones. And when you run Personify, you actually grab all those. Now that I don't know if it's going to work, I'm going to go ahead and try it anyway. We'll see if it'll work. But I did it last night when we went through this thing. Let me call up my workspace real quick and see if we can get it to go through. Let me grab my text. So Personify is a way of getting all this stuff. Your keywords that you want, those are all put into your workspace, by the way. So when you talk about having multiple workspaces, in your $25 and your $50 range, you have those multiple workspaces. This would be great if, let's say you have 3 different products. Like if I was going to do this for Ruby, we would have one for Ruby, one for Personify, one for Spy, one for Extract, because I want to hit those with different keywords and different tones and different voices because they're going to appeal to different people. And so I'm going to separate those into workspaces. And
one thing really quick, Robert. I was watching a thing today talking about Instagram, and they were also saying the same thing with TikTok. And they're actually not putting as much weight as they used to behind hashtags, because everybody's just kind of getting lazy and copying a whole bunch of hashtags and trying to copy popular hashtags to try and get their videos to rank. And so now people are getting frustrated, just like what Google did when everybody used to use backlinking. They kind of like fake it to make your blog or your page show up based on things that people were searching, but it was frustrating for somebody's search because they're not really getting good information. And so Instagram and TikTok and all of those are on that already, because people are just grabbing all the hot hashtags, throwing them out, and people are finding a lot of frustration when they're trying to search through hashtag. And so now they're starting to put way more weight on keywords. So they were talking about making sure that in your comments and your responses, you're using your keywords, in your description, you're using your keywords, in your video, you're using your keywords, and you're going to start seeing much better ranking, much more organic views, and stuff like that. So that keyword function is massive, because hashtags are already starting to get overlooked and aren't helping very much, because people are getting lazy and just trying to throw hot hashtags in that have nothing to do with their content. And you have to realize the reason that Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and all those are using the hashtags is to help people search. But when people are searching hashtags and there's so much irrelevant information, it frustrates the person searching. And so Instagram's goal, Facebook's goal, TikTok's goal, and all of that is to have their search very good, so that people love to use the service. It's just
Right.
like anytime my computer used to pull up like the Yahoo browser default, and then I'd type in a search and I'd be like, what in the world is this? And then I'd be like, oh crap, this is Yahoo. There's such a huge difference in like a search on Yahoo and a search on Google. I mean, it literally is pathetic. You should go search on Yahoo, then go search on Google, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And so starting to understand these things so that you can get seen by the billions of people using these social media tools is super important.
Mm-hmm. So here's a good example, Dan. So we did run Personify it. It went through this time. It's great. So it came out with a Personify for Alexandra is the person. So your voices and your tone. So professional, knowledgeable, innovative is your voice. And your tone's going to be informative, approachable, and efficient. So these are the three different tones and voices that would be set up in this persona. This household structure came up a single bachelor's degree high, an income level. And then we're going into urban. I mean, it's breaking it down. And so what people need to understand is that when you just go and assign a tone to something, it will do something for you, but it leaves it, wide open as to what actually is your really target audience that you're setting up to. So every time that you're going in and setting a persona up and you subject something into Ruby for response, this is all being put into summary as to what your target audience is. We're looking at the demographics. We're looking at their decision-making. We're worried about the audience and how they will take it to make an effective choice and to make an action. And so all of this is done. You don't have to be a marketing genius. You just learn how to create your personas and then attach the persona to the content. It'll do the rest of the work for you. So I'm gonna just chance something one quick time. Since that went through, maybe we got everything stabilized over here. I'm gonna try one more time to see if we can get something going on this one here. Let's try it. All right, I'm feeling pretty good now. There we go. Look at that. We got him back in. All right, so this is exactly as I told you before. 76% is what it's finding on this. So again, I did a little bit of tweaking on it. So I took out this first section. So one of the things about AI does a lot of comments. It does a lot of stuff like that and extending out sentences. So by taking out a few things that you didn't absolutely have, I like to put in, words that aren't like found. So like, see, this is modules. Categorize, I think, is what I put here. And then I did take out this whole thing about, it's just a long sentence. I didn't really like the way the sentence was anyway. So I took out the word gray, and I then came in and said, I think so that benefits of AI without the need to be a prompt engineer is how I put it. So if I could type, that would be great. And so that's how I actually have put it into this thing. And that we just rerun it again now and see how we come up with it. But while doing that, everything is in here. Like you don't understand what Flesh Kincaid is, what you can just hover over it. It's going to tell you what you're looking for, what you're trying to score is. Every time you click on the highlights down here too, it's going to tell you, there you go. So we're back. So you see the same thing I showed you earlier. Our text now is perfectly clean to go fly underneath the radar. It's actually even better. So I changed it even better. We're at 26% AI instead of 46. And this was the original. So we went from being red and at 76 down here to green. That means you're good to go. And you can go through all the different readability scores. So we're at a 7.2 grade level. You could actually dumb it down by taking out some 4-letter syllables and knock it down even further. But we're not having any plagiarism sitting in here. You don't see anything down here for that. So I think we've done a pretty good job with this one. And if we wanted to do the plagiarism one, just to show you I wasn't lying, I'll go ahead and copy it one more time and do it. I'll go ahead and actually, I do need to redo this. Where's my reset? I got my bar over the top of it. Sorry. So we'll clear it off here and just do another one here. We'll go with the plagiarism check real quick. And I do have to highlight this. Hang on. So it's back again. All right. Well, Dan, I got one off. I got one of them. I got one of them to go through. So we'll have that. This is the problem with the dev servers. We got just people going through them, but we know that when you get this in your hands, you're not going to have to deal with this. But we want you to see the power of it, and so we'll just keep pushing forward here. I think we are literally just days away from pushing this out to you guys, and I don't know. I know that what Ruby has in all of its benefits way outweigh the value, and what it will do for your business is take it to a whole new level. If you just do what the AI tells you to do and be disciplined in that, that's the best thing. I mean, Dan, that's by following so many people who've just done what AI told you to do.
Yeah.
And you see results. It's
crazy.
smart.
Yeah, I follow so many people that it's just crazy what some people are doing with AI. I mean, it really is an exciting time. As somebody who's been a fan of good marketing and a fan of success, and somebody who studies marketing and studies success, I'm super excited not only to use this myself, but to show other people how they can use this to do things that they've never thought that they could possibly do. Because the skill set that we're going to teach to use this is a much easier skill set than doing all the writing and doing all of that stuff that the AI is doing for you. And so with that, again, want to let everybody know we will be sending out an email tomorrow. We are not doing a call Sunday night, so we're going to give everybody the day off. Give us a little bit more time to just focus on getting this thing finished. Monday, I'm going to let Robert continue to work with the developers. I'm going to do the training myself on Monday. I'm going to go through the Flex compensation plan. We're going to go through it in quite a bit of detail, and then I'll walk through just some exact business plan examples of just all the different ways that you can build, just so that people can understand that maybe for the first time ever, they're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel much faster than they ever dreamt possible. Because when you understand the Flex Powerline system, when you have a price point of $15, $25, and $50, when you have an unlimited, borderless market of 8 billion people, when 16-year-olds can start their own business, when we can teach them all the tax benefits, and we can teach them how to market, we can teach them how to become better students, we can teach them how to learn anything that they're interested in faster, more efficiently. And I think that the compensation plan in any business is all based on being able to create duplication, being able to retain that duplication, and being able to create volume. This is an awesome product, because the more people use it, the more they're going to be buying more credits, buying more stuff, but they're going to be happy to do it because they're seeing the results and they're using it. And people that aren't using it as much aren't having to pay for a bazillion credits. They can stay at the $14.95 or the $25 or the $15. I think we're just doing round numbers. The $15, the $25, as long as they want to. And so that's what I'm excited about. So tomorrow night, the night off. Monday night off for Robert, so that he can focus with our developers and getting this thing going. Tuesday, we're going to be going through a little bit of the features of Extract. That's all we're planning, because we're hoping by then The top 10 already have the product live. We've already trained the top 10, and then we're going with everybody shortly after that. But again, we're not putting out a launch date. We're just, if we get to Monday or Tuesday, and it looks like it's going to be a little bit longer, then we'll explain what we're going to train on Wednesday, Thursday, whatever the day is. But we really do think we're days away, not weeks away. And we appreciate your patience. I know it's frustrating. As we said the other night, there's nobody that wants this thing launched quicker and faster and smoother than myself and Robert. But we also want to launch it as responsible as we can, so that your phone doesn't just start ringing off the hook of, oh man, mine isn't working. I don't know how to do this. Yeah. As you can see, we've actually made it very user friendly, but there's still a lot to it. And so I think that those are some things that people are going to have to kind of take baby steps and not worry about the entire system at once. You can just learn 2 or 3 basic things and get way more than your $50 worth of this product. It doesn't have to do every single thing for you. But anyways, Robert, thanks so much for helping tonight. I know you're just crazy busy working with the developers and stuff like that. Anything you want to say, and we'll close out the training?
You know what? I'm just excited, and just like you are. We can't wait to get this in your hands, but we're not going to put it in your hands until it's really good and solid. I mean, that's the worst thing we could do, being responsible, is do that. So we'll get it right. You can rest assured of that, and you can rest assured that what you have in your hand is something that you guys are going to be proud to be a part of. And I can't wait. So with that, I mean, I don't have anything else tonight. I'm glad I at least got to show part of it.
Okay, thanks so much, guys. Have a great rest of your night, and we will be talking on Monday. So be watching for emails. And again, thanks for your patience. Thanks for everything that you're doing. I saw that there was already over 300 enrollments just today. So today alone, over 300 enrollments. So people aren't, putting their business on pause. They're going out there and taking advantage of getting as many people as they possibly can, so that they can create some great first week income stories. So thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
All right. See you.